Good day, gamers. 14 here, and welcome to episode 14 of Minecraft StoneBlock. Hello, everyone. I'm doing well, and I hope you're doing well as well. As you can see, I'm standing in front of the Tinker Smeltery because I got some stuff that I need to smelt up. I have still not exactly decided where I'm going to put it. Here, what size I'm going to make it. Even though I said before I'm probably going to make the full 11 by 11 size. I'm still deciding on that. Aesthetics aside, I don't have to use it too often, but I do want to have it be a permanent thing, so I got to decide where I'm putting it. Yada 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 yada. There's some more decision making. But I do have a 7 by 7 setup, so I can utilize it for making a few things today. Not much has changed around center base right now. Still working on getting some more mana into the setup here. I've been filling up my mana tablet, making some more mana steel and mana diamonds. I did, with a little bit of off-camera testing, remind myself of the simple fact that 8 Endo Flames is very good for the standard mana spreader with no lens on it. Any more than that, and it starts overfilling the mana spreader, which means I'm now losing mana from the blocks of coal and charcoal that I put in here. So 8 is perfectly fine. It runs perfectly well. Don't have to do more than 8 on a single simple mana spreader. That works perfectly fine. You just chuck 8 blocks of coal or charcoal in there. You're golden. This setup is looking a bit more kind of convoluted, just with some of the things that I've been working on. I've been using this system in the sawing factory to just saw up a bunch more planks to sticks to sawdust to make some more charcoal for the things. Yeah, just kind of little off camera incremental things. Nothing new, big or amazing. Just stuff that you guys have seen already. I've got an ultimate fluid tank here starting to store up some lava because I'm going to need the lava for a few things today. I just extended this pipe out, so yep, this is still making plenty of lava to work in the heat generator, which is generating power. Beyond that, that's pretty much it for stuff that I've been working on, just kind of gathering materials off camera. The bushes have been growing quite nicely here. I've been gathering berries from them every now and again. I've been harvesting plenty of wheat. I've been harvesting plenty of crops. Getting some experience every now and again. As you can see, I'm up to level 40. We've got our crop deep storage going pretty well. I just come over here every now and again with my watering can, just kind of water the plants, get a bunch of drops, go over there, drop them off, just so I have them for when it's time to start actually working with the stuff. But today's goals are going to be a few different things. I have some chickens that I need to grow up into triple tens. I have some crossbreeding that I need to do. And I also need to start working on some new machines that will give me access to new abilities to produce and work through different materials. So let's take a look here. We'll grab our animal net and the chicken catcher. I don't think I need the buckets or the configurator at the moment, so we'll put those away. Let's see. So we've got a cold chicken egg, a cactus green egg. Let's do a pink chicken egg, a purple chicken egg, and the redstone chicken egg, which will be very nice. Along the top here, we have my full set of triple tens, as well as the triple tens we've grown on camera. But let's get these going first off. Now, I did say at the beginning or the very end of the last episode that I was going to start this episode with some enchanting. Set up my enchanting area, start getting some full level 30 enchants going, so I could be working on some additional things with enchanting. The problem is, and I only say it is a problem because of the way my brain works, the vast majority of mod packs still go with Minecraft's standard enchanting mechanics of when you enchant something, what you get is random. There are limitations to what can be put on certain on certain things. Like you can only put sword enchantments on swords. You can only put boots enchantments on boots, and so on. Let me grab. So we got these 10 eggs going. I do want to grab a bone white chicken and a flint chicken to do our first crossbreed of the day. We're going to go for an iron chicken. But I figured I'd talk about the enchanting stuff as I'm working on this. So most mod packs, most mods in mod packs, just use standard Minecraft enchanting of, like I said, within reason, it's random what you get. There have been very few mods or very few mod packs over the years that I have seen where you can actually pick and choose the enchantments that you want. And there's definitely been times where like, okay, I want this kind of enchantments and these kind of enchantments on my sword, for example, or on my axe or pickaxe or paxel or what have you. So for example, using a sword, I want the sword enchantments. I want to be able to do sharpness, knockback, looting, mending, unbreaking, but I don't want any of the damage over times. And if we take a look, just out of, for example's sake, if we take a look at a diamond sword and we take a look in the anvil, you can see there's a lot of pages of different enchantments that you can put on there. Your usual strength or smite, sharpness, bane of arthropods, knockback. But there's also ones that are added by the different mods. Let's see, like Reaper, Flim Flam, XP Boost, Soulbound, and then damage over time ones like Decay. There's Venom. There's 3 different versions of when you hurt a mob, you get health back. There's Leech, Life Stealing, and Life Leech. There's multiple experience boosting ones. There's Insight, XP Boost, and Experience Boost. There's multiple beheading types where if you kill a mob, you get their head, like Beheading and Headhunter. So it's always confusion as to what enchantments exactly can I put on my sword. What ones are going to be conflicting with other ones? What ones are redundant when you already have this on here, and so on. So I really would like a mod in a mod pack that just lets you choose the enchantments that you want to put on the device and enchant it directly. There's been 1 or 2 mods over the years that I've seen where you take the item that you want to enchant, you put it in the enchanting table. It lets you select the enchantments that you want to put on there. You have sliders that you can use to direct the strength of the enchantment. And maybe it costs more resources. Maybe it takes an extra piece of lapis for everything that you definitively want on there. Maybe it takes more experience to like do a full power enchantment for every single enchantment that you can put on there. I don't care. That's perfectly fine. I've got no problem with it taking more resources to then be able to choose the exact enchantments that I want. There's only been like 1 or 2 mods over the years that I've found that do that. And I don't want to add a mod into a mod pack unless it's something very small and unobtrusive like apple skin or apple core that simply makes it so you can see the amount of hunger and saturation you get from eating a food. Because I don't want to mess up the balance of the mod pack, but I also don't want to break something by accident by adding something that now is conflicting with everything else. Thankfully enough, with some testing, I'm going to make a Paxel real quick. I want to go ahead and retire my Iron Paxel and make a Diamond Paxel. We're going to make the Mechanism one here. So axe, pickaxe, and shovel. But with some off-camera testing, I was able to find that one of the mods in this mod pack actually allows me to do what I'm looking to do. It's still randomly going to enchant my sword, my shovel, my paxel, my boots, etc. It's going to randomly enchant it with stuff, but I can then take the enchantments off of there, putting them onto books, and then re-enchant the item with the stuff that I want in the order that I want it. What I would normally do is I would simply, for single player stuff, because obviously I can't do this on a server, I would enchant, say, a diamond sword. Okay, these are still going. The breeding is still going good. I would enchant a diamond sword, go into a program that I use to essentially edit the NBT data of items. I think it's called NBT Explorer. It's a very easy program to use. I would research what enchantments can be done legally, legitimately onto that thing, sword, boots, etc. And then once I've enchanted the item with a full level 30 enchantment using 3 lapis, blah, 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 I go in with the NBT Explorer, I edit the enchantments to be what I'm looking for, what is possible at the levels that they can be, and in the order that I want them to be, because brain be like that sometimes. And then I call it good. Because I could sit and I could, waste 30 different diamond swords trying to get the exact enchantments that I want to, in the order that I want them to. Order doesn't really matter that much, but I can more easily justify fixing the order. Or yes, I could enchant a bunch of diamond swords and try to combine them in anvils and such. But unfortunately, we run up against the standard Minecraft limits of once the enchanting power gets too strong, you can't combine them anymore, no matter how much it costs. And again, a lot of mod packs don't break that, don't up the enchanting limit. So again, I've got no problem taking 3 diamond swords if they all have partial enchantments on them and combining them to be the enchantments that I want at the level that I want. Just make it cost more materials. It takes now 50 levels to do it. Sure, okay. I've got a mob grinder that gives me infinite XP. Let me do it. So I did find, thankfully enough, that with one of the mods in this mod pack, it will allow me to go ahead, enchant an item, strip the enchantments from that item onto books, and then re-enchant it how I want to. It's going to take some time to get up to the point where I can actually use that. So I'm going to be working towards some of that today. There we go. Chicken! Give me my chickens! I'm probably not going to get there today just because it does involve making a few machines that I have to gather up the materials for. But at the very least, I can get closer to it than I was previously. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over that. I know some people will probably say that it is cheating, quote unquote, in terms of, oh, you do an enchantment, you get the enchantments that you get on it, and then you just deal with it. Or hey, a lot of people will spend a bunch of time just doing multiple enchantments of like multiple diamond swords, multiple diamond boots to try and get the enchantments that they want, or excuse me, or combining or taking a bunch of time to breed up villagers. Yeah, I could do that, but there's also like a certain amount of like time to fun. Hey, we got an iron chicken. Good, good, good. Nice. Go ahead and wait for this next breeding to finish. 8, 9. Boop. There we go. Nice. We've got ourselves an iron chicken. All right. But yeah, there's a certain amount of time to fun where if it takes... I don't mind grinding materials. I don't mind minding experience. But I want there to be some definitive, okay, if I do X number of operations, Y number of times, I will definitively get the, I will definitively get what I'm looking for, the outcome that I'm looking for. If not, then there really is no reason for me to grind up those materials, spending that time to go through all those steps when I'm still not going to get, the outcome I'm looking for. I'm just going to have to settle with, okay, here's a sword with sharpness 5, looting 1, mending and unbreaking 2. That's the best I've been able to get out of 100 swords. So enchanting will wait for a little bit. I'm going to be working towards the enchanting setup that I want to be able to do. It's just going to take a little while. Okay, we have some new 1010 chickens done. Very good. We have our first iron chicken going. Very nice. We'll go ahead and get these last sets of the base color chickens going. That way, once they are at 1010 status, we can go ahead and start crossbreeding them. Beauteous. Let's see. These guys are already starting to produce eggs. Very good. In fact, since they are already producing eggs, this was really the only reason that I put them in here, because I wanted to make sure I had an additional egg for each one, just in case something untoward happens. We can go ahead and move along to the next step. Perfect. But yeah, so like I said, I just kind of wanted to touch base on that. Again, I'm sure there are probably people who are, oh, that's cheating. You must just, take whatever you get with the enchanting. Yes, I can most definitely do that. And enchant 100 swords and hope that out of the 100 swords I get what I want. Or I can enchant one sword, put on it exactly what I want to, what I'm able to get, and call it done for the day. Okay, so we have, let's see, going down the line, we've got cactus green chicken, the cactus green egg, that's going to go right here. Moving everyone on down the line. We will be crossbreeding a few different types of chickens today. Let's see, we've got our coal chicken, the coal egg. That's going to go right here. Let's again move everyone down the line. We've got, let's do the pink chicken. Oh, we already had. Did I goof? I might have goofed. I didn't realize we already had the purple chicken already done. Whoops. Where's my pink chicken egg? There it is. I think I accidentally a chicken there. I accidentally double a chicken. But that's okay. And then we have our redstone chicken. QRS. We got the red chicken. And then we got the redstone chicken. There we go. Okay. We can put away the ores. We can put away the organics. Organics. Thank you. Put away the mob drops. And since these purple eggs are extras, turn them into regular eggs. Pop them in the dumpage chest for right now. And then there we go. Okay. Today's set of 1010 chickens are good. Again, we are growing up the next set of colored chickens. These are going to be pretty much the last ones of the baseline chickens that we need to grow. Let's see. Yes, let me go ahead and get the next crossbreed set up, since we now have a 1010 cactus green chicken. We can take a bone chicken and a cactus green chicken, and this will become a nickel chicken. We've got plenty of seeds. white, cactus green will become nickel. And we're already getting a pretty good size iron chicken egg. We'll just let this go for bits. Okay, next up on the list, we made a diamond paxel, so I was able to retire my old iron paxel. I want to start making some hatchery plastic to start making the circuit boards. I'm not going to make all of them today, but I do want to get started on a few of them, just to speed up a couple machines. So if we head over here to the shredder, the hatchery shredder, I've got plenty of feather fibers from all of the feathers we've been shredding from all the chickens we've been producing. We can just melt these up and they become hatchery plastic. Again, unfortunately, the hatchery plastic does not work for the other mods plastics. It's only working for hatchery, but that's okay. Tis not a biggie. It would be very strange for a high-end, earth-shattering machine made of space-age materials to also be able to work on plastic made out of shredded feathers. Oof. Clunk. It's a bit rainy outside, a bit stormy, so apologies if you hear a bump or a boom or a rumble. Okay, so if we take a look, the plastic is used to make the circuit board, and the circuit boards are used to make the different upgrades. RF efficiency, RF capacity, tank upgrades, and speed upgrades. The main couple that I'm going to be making at the moment are going to be the RF efficiency, which allows my methane tank that generates power to make more power faster. And then the tank upgrade, which will just allow it to store more liquid manure. Later on, I will, for some of the other machines, I'll be able to increase the RF capacity. But for now, that's not really that needed. So while those chicken eggs are growing, we're going to make circuit boards. So we got plastic, cactus green, and gold nuggets. I've got plenty of cactus green here, with more if necessary. And I have a fair amount of gold to be making gold nuggets. Not a ton, but enough for a bit. So we'll take a look. We're going to start with the RF efficiency upgrade. We need one circuit board. Then we need redstone and redstone torches. I don't think I have any redstone torches already made up. Well, scratch that, I have one. I have the one that I made before when I realized I made a mistake of, oh yeah, that'll work. No, it actually doesn't work. Oh, I need some sticks. Give me some sticks, please. Thank you. Okay. So we need 1, 2, 3. Perfect. RF efficiency, upgrade tier 1. Next, we need to make the tier 2, which is going to take 2 more circuit boards. Boop, boop. Perfect. We also need some gold ingots and some glowstone dust, which we have plenty of. Boop, boop. And boop, 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 boop. There we go. So RF efficiency, tier 2. And we're going to go to RF efficiency tier 3. That takes 4 circuit boards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Beautimous. We need 2 blocks of gold, a diamond, and an emerald. There we go. 2 blocks of gold, an emerald, and a diamond. And there we are. RF efficiency upgrade tier 3. Perfect. Now for the methane digester, let me go check on my chickens real quick to make sure they are not wandering around, and they are. No, my chickens. My chickens be having a wander. No. Let's gather them up. Come on, light blue chicken. Magenta chicken. Light gray chicken. Orange chicken. Brown chicken. Come on over. All of you need a feeding. All of you need lots of seeds for a feeding to get your cooldowns. Go. Grab some more seeds to get them going. Speaking of seeds, how are we doing? We've got a nickel chicken. How did we make a lime chicken? Does... Okay, interesting. So cactus green and bone white can make lime, but also bone white and cactus green can make chicken, can make nickel. Okay, didn't realize that. Not a big deal. Is kind of funny that you can make essentially two different types of chicken from the same two chickens. Sure. Okay, I guess I now have a lime chicken, even though I think I already have a lime chicken. I probably already have a lime chicken egg, or I already have a triple 10 chicken. I'll take a look. Come on. Go. What are y'all scooching around for? Alright. Orange chicken. Light gray chicken. Light blue chicken. Orange chicken is tasty. I know, I shouldn't say it in front of the chickens. It's like, orange chicken, you're tasty. No. This little guy to grow up. 2, 1, 0, chicken. Thank you. All right, we shall go ahead and place these in the pens here to be able to start their way up to making triple 10s. Light blue. These are not in any particular order, just happen to be whatever, you know, whichever ones I place there. Later on, when they're in their permanent enclosure, I'll have them in an order. But for right now, that works. Okay. We'll wait for this final breeding here. And then what is the next chicken? Ah, flint and sand to make a gunpowder chicken. Not that I really need gunpowder right now. I really don't have much... Oh, stretch. I don't have much use for gunpowder. But eventually I'll be making a lot of TNT for one of the generators. Oop, thank you. Later on, I'll be making a lot of TNT for one of the generators. So I'll be needing lots of chicken then. Okay, so lime chicken. And then we have our nickel chicken. Thank you. You shall go right there and eventually become a triple 10. Put my triple 10s back. Put the, let's see, cactus green and bone white. Yeah, I do have, I'll say, I have a lime chicken egg right here, and I accidentally made lime chicken, so that's perfectly fine. That just saves me a step. Yeah, it just saves me a step from making the, should I go ahead and put this out there? Nah, I'll wait on lime. It just saved me a step of actually growing the egg. Okay. What's my next chicken? It was, that's right, flint and sand. So we have a flint chicken. We have a sand chicken. That's going to make a gunpowder. A couple slurps of apple juice to keep me going. Flint and sand. Please make a gunpowder. Yep, we've already got our first iron ingot from our iron chicken. Nice. And then these are all growing fairly good. No new eggs yet, but that's okay. That's all right. Those can grow as needed. Okay, back to making the hatchery stuff. We did make the RF efficiency tier upgrade. Now we want to make the tank upgrade. That's going to take a lot of buckets. I mean, I have a lot of iron. I have a lot of iron. This is going to take a lot of buckets. Oh, that's okay. Okay, we need to make 8 buckets. 8 buckets. Gotcha. And then we need 1 circuit board to make the tank upgrade tier 1. For the tier 2, we need blocks of iron and another bucket. So, boop, bucket. We need 2 circuit boards. And there we go. Tier 2 upgrade. And finally, for the tier 3, we need some cauldrons. Okay. Cauldrons are easy. They're just they're just bigger buckets. There we go. Tank upgrade. We need 2 more circuit boards. And there we are. Tank upgrade tier 3. Very nice. We can go ahead and put away the plastic at the moment. And put away the rest of these ores for right now. That away. Cactus green goes there. And ores go there. Okay. So, head on over to the methane digester. It is empty. So we're going to put the... Oop, there we go. That's a nice jump. Going from 20 RF a tick to 80 RF a tick. And then tank upgrade, tier 3. Our normal storage is 5,000 millibuckets. 11,000. Not a lot, but it is a pretty okay amount. A little over doubled, so that's all right. Okay, cool. Let's see. The only other machines to really upgrade right now is the fertilizer mixer, which, let's see. I don't need to worry about the RF capacity because this is forever supplied with power. The RF efficiency would make it use less power per operation. I'd probably honestly do the speed upgrade and probably the tank upgrade. The speed upgrade would just allow it to process quicker, and then the tank upgrade would be for more water and for more liquid fertilizer at a time. But I don't have access to the nether quartz and stuff yet to do that. So that one is in progress. That one is done. That one is done. That one is done. Just going down my list real quick. We got our bone white chicken. We have our nickel chicken. The flint and sand for the gunpowder chicken is being worked on. Let me go ahead and repair my chicken catcher real quick with some power. There we go. All right, chicken catcher. We'll check on the breeding chickens and then work on our next project. Hey, we got a gunpowder. Nice. We'll go ahead and wait for this next breeding step and then put away the gunpowder. Yeah, I believe we can actually get all 5 of these crossbreeds done this episode. 9. Boop. Thank you. Okay. So sand chicken and flint chicken go back into storage. We now have our gunpowder chicken. Looks like a creeper chicken. Okay. That will be creating gunpowder. Again, not really needed at the moment, but it'll be nice to have for when I do need it. Those 2 go away. Ink black and log chicken. So there's my ink black chicken, and there's my log chicken. We'll combine to make a string chicken. Again, I have multiple ways to get string already, but it's always nice to have even more, just to be on the safe side. Ink black and log will make a string. Okay. While that is going, we're going to start working on some immersive engineering, with the goal being to get access to both creosote oil and coal coke. The coal coke is nice because it provides extra power in the coal burning generators and extra mana in my endo flames. The creosote oil is very nice because I'm going to need that to make the treated logs to be able to make all of the immersive engineering stuff, specifically, eventually, the garden cloches. So, over in immersive engineering, our first step is to make the engineer's hammer. There we go. Which is iron, sticks, and string. And then we also need to make the manual, which is a book and a lever. Easily done. So we take, let's see, some paper. And we're going to need some blank patterns and some string to make a book. We can also make a book with leather, but we can do this too. Our book, oh, it needs 2 blank patterns. That's right. Boop. Thank you. So, there we are. We have our book. And then a lever is just a stick and a piece of cobblestone, which we readily have. Stick. Head over to the cobblestone producer here. I need one of those. Thank you. Lever. Put these together. We make the engineering manual. Ta-da! All right. So this has got all the information for immersive engineering. This will also, with the projector, allow us to start making the multi-block structures once we have the materials to do so. Let's see. Yep, the coke oven is the main thing we're going for, just like this. But to make that, we do need the engineer hammer. For that, like I said, sticks, iron ingots, and string. Off we go. Tuck our chicken stuff to the side. We've got sticks. We've got iron ingots. And we've got string. We'll only need to make 1 hammer because I don't think it's really used up for durability. Plus, if it does have durability, we can repair it in the diamond anvil. Ta-da! 14 has made the advancement hammer. That is immersive engineering. Of course, the first advancement is RTFM. Exactly. And then craft an engineer's hammer. Hammer! So we do need to make the blast furnace and then create a steel ingot with the blast furnace. I will do that once for the advancement, but I have much better ways to make steel, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Yeah. Our next step is to craft the engineer's workbench, but the workbench takes treated wood to make. We don't have access to that yet. So we do need to go ahead and make the coke kiln. Or the coke furnace, I believe it's called. Yes. So for the coke brick, we need 27 of them. It's a 3x3x3 structure. We need clay, we need bricks, and we need sandstone. Well, thankfully enough, because I have sand chickens, I have plenty of sand to make sandstone, which is just simply ba-dump. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's see, how many craftings of this am I going to need? It takes 3. So 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. Perfect. That works just fine. We have some clay. And then I've got some bricks. I'll probably need to make more, but that's okay. Excuse me, 1 second. Sip of water. Hydration. All right. So 4 bricks per every 3. Let's go ahead and do 32 for right now. And go with what I've already... These bricks were left over from making the, all the hopping bonsais. All right. Coke brick. So 3, 6, 9. 3, 6. We need more clay. That's fine. I had plenty made up ahead of time. Go. 3, 6, 9. Perfect. Exact amount I need. Look at that. All right. Put that away. Put that away. Gotta empty out my inventory. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So, for right now, we'll just take the Coke brick and we'll put it right here. So, again, this is a 3x3x3 structure. I believe it's hollow on the inside. If we take a look at the engineer manual, it'll say. Nope, it's not hollow. It's... Yep. All right. Boop. And then we just boop it with the engineer hammer. A boop. There we go. So what this is going to do, this is going to take coal and turn it into coal coke and also create creosote oil. We can do the same with a block of coal to make a block of coal coke and creosote oil. We can also take a log, make it in charcoal with some creosote oil. This one right here is what I'm going to be aiming for. The block of coal to block of coal coke with the creosote oil. Because it makes so much creosote oil at one time, I do want to make a tank to hold it in. So we're going to make another mechanism tank real quick. Iron, redstone, and then the usual supplies. Iron, redstone, and then 4 enriched, 4 reinforced, and 4 atomic. So, basic fluid tank, advanced fluid tank, elite fluid tank, and ultimate fluid tank. Perfect. Just go straight for the biggest, just to make it easier. Okay. So, we are going to take a block of coal, head on over to here. We'll just put the fluid tank in here. So this will actually fill up the fluid tank in this spot as it creates the block of coal coke. I do want to try something. I'm going to see if this works. I'm not sure if it does. This is not something I've played with. This is not something that I have tested at all. I want to see if using the time in the bottle on the coke oven works. So you can see right here, this is the unfortunate thing about immersive engineering. It's fun to play with. It's fun to work with all the stuff. But to get the creosote oil takes a long time. There's another machine that I'm going to be making in addition to this that will allow me to get creosote oil faster because I'll have 2 different machines working on it. But this machine does take a long time to make coal coke. I want to see if using the time in the bottle on it does anything. So if we take a look at the time in the bottle, allows you to accelerate the rate in which blocks tick. It will passively collect time while in your inventory, which you consume by right-clicking a block with it. First click requires 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 120 seconds. The speed at which the block ticks doubles with each click, and it lasts for 30 seconds. So in theory, if I right-click this coke oven with this, in theory, it's working. This is now ticking twice as fast. You see a little thingy on it. So I'm hoping this is meaning that it's working faster. I'm going to wait for the 30 seconds to finish for that little thing to disappear. And then, okay, I'm going to click it twice now and see how much progress it makes. It's right here. Okay. Not sure if it's doing anything, if it's actually running any faster. If it's not, that's perfectly fine. This is not a waste. This is simply a test. Wait for the little circle to go away. It may have run faster. Honestly, it's hard to tell. I'm just going to let this go and have it make coal coke. Let's see. So because we need to wait for the creosote to be made, because we need to make the immersive engineer's workbench, we can't make that until we have the treated wood. So that's okay. The rest of this is going to be on hold for now until we get access to the creosote. Let us check our breeding chickens. We have ink and log. We don't have any of the other one yet. Double check our... yeah. Ink black chicken and log chicken makes a string chicken. We can also do coal and ink black to make a graphite, which is used for some reactor stuff, I believe it is. Okay. They just bred again. No new chicken. That's fine. We'll just let this run for a while. While that is working, and while we're making coal coke, we can begin working on the next project. That one is done. That one is done. Okay. Next up, we're going to be working with some integrated dynamics. There we go. It's a pretty basic mod, all things considered. There's some like computer type logic in programming some of the blocks that you can make, like these fluid importers, energy importers, and such. The main reason I like using this mod is these, these energy batteries. Because they are near infinitely stackable, you simply just create more of these energy batteries, combine them together to make a larger and larger battery. I like using these as personal batteries for recharging the stuff that's in my inventory that requires power. You can use them just as we do the just like we do the energy cubes. The only problem is to get power out of them, you have to apply a redstone signal, and they won't be accepting power if they're also draining power. So you can use them pretty much the same way, but you'd have to like be swapping back and forth between a redstone signal. And the energy cube is just easier for like permanent power storage for my base power utilization. Whereas these ones, I'll keep one in my inventory of say like 1,000,000 RF. And then if my equipment starts getting low, I'll just turn the battery on. It'll recharge my equipment that's in my inventory. I turn the battery off and I continue working with whatever. So to begin with this mod pack, or excuse me, begin with this mod, we do need to make on the dynamics of integration, which is a book and 2 crystallized mineral chunks. We do have a bunch of crystallized mineral chunks. We got those from the mineral tree over in the tree, the arboretum. Let's go ahead and make a book. And because we can, we'll use a piece of leather for the book. Let's see. And then, boop, boop, on the dynamics of integration. We open that up, and it's basically all the different things that you can do. There are some challenges to do that we can eventually do later on, just like there's some challenges in Botania that we can do. But for the moment, I'm actually going towards... There we go. There's a few advancements to get. Let's see. They're right here. We already got Menglin Discovery, which is getting a piece of log from a mineral tree. The next is to craft a squeezer and to make a block of crystallized mineral resin. Now, we do already have a bunch of chunks of this, so we can just go ahead and make a block like so. Boop. And that gets us mineral production. Right there. But I do want to make the squeezer anyway, because there's a few things that we're going to need the squeezer for. So we look at the squeezer. It's just a block of iron, a piece of iron, some planks, and sticks. Easy enough to make. That. We need iron and blocks of iron. So we make ourselves our very first squeezer. Squeeze it like a boss. So the way this works is when you place it down, you essentially jump on it a bunch of times to squeeze the thing. And then I believe you apply a redstone signal to it, like a switch. And then that pops it back up. I'm not going to sit here and be jumping on the blocks a bunch of times to continue doing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the mechanized squeezer, which is 2 energy batteries, a piece of obsidian, and a diamond. The energy batteries are the reason that I wanted to get so much mineral ahead of time, as well as some redstone. Because we need 2 blocks of crystallized mineral, some chunks, and then a block of redstone for each energy battery. So we're going to make a few chunks. We're going to grab some redstone. And we also need a few diamonds. Not a lot. Actually, we only need technically 1 diamond. So we're going to make 2 energy batteries. They don't stack. But like I said, if you take them and put them together, 100,000 makes 200,000. Later on, we'll make our personal battery. For right now, I'm just making these machines. I do need a piece of obsidian, which I've got plenty of. And there we go. Mechanical squeezer. So now what this does is we supply it with power. We supply it with the items. It squeezes the items. We'll actually get more from what we're squeezing. And then we can hopper in stuff and then hopper or pipe stuff out, depending on what we get. So, for example, we can squeeze stone to make cobblestone. We can squeeze cobblestone to make gravel, with a chance of flint. Which is funny because you can kind of keep cycling these together to just make infinite flint, I guess. But I have flint chickens. You can squeeze gravel to make flint directly. If we have ores, we can squeeze it to get more from the ores. But the main things that I'm going to be doing are, for example, squeezing blaze powder into lava, which is going to be a much faster way to generate lava, considering I have a fair amount of blaze powder from the stuff that I have been sieving in the past, and we'll be getting more as time goes on. So we've got ourselves the mechanical squeezer. Very nice. Let's go ahead and just convert all that. Perfect. If we take a look at the next advancement, we also do need to make a drying basin. The drying basin, what that does... let's see. Drying basin, if we take a look, You can dry rotten flesh into leather. You can dry most saplings into dead bushes if you just want to compact them. Things like dirt into coarse dirt, clay into terracotta. But the main thing is you can dry liquid mineral resin into the blocks of crystallized mineral. So you take the mineral log, you squeeze it into the liquid mineral resin. You put the liquid mineral resin into the dryer, and that becomes a block of crystallized mineral. Same thing with the liquid chorus. You can turn into a block of crystallized chorus. So we're going to make the drying basin, which is black dye, logs, and iron. Get a couple logs. We need a piece of black dye. It's over in mob drops. There we go. And some iron, which I already have. Make the drying basin, like so. Drying like a boss. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and make the mechanical dryer, which takes 2 of the energy batteries. 1 and 2, like so. And we need 2 pieces of obsidian. Done. Mechanical drying basin. It just dries faster. It uses RF to dry quicker. You've got a much larger tank, and then once again, you can hopper stuff in and out. Just makes it a lot more efficient. Okay. So those are now completed. I don't have too much of a use for them at the moment, beyond squeezing the blaze powder into lava. But then again, I don't have a lot of use for lava beyond simply powering my generator over here at the moment. So we're just going to set this to the side as something we can now play around with when needed. Boop, boop, boop. Put them into the dumpage chest for right now. Let's go check our chickens. Let's also check our lava tank here. It's getting pretty full, which is nice. Hey, nice. This finally finished. So we now have our first block of coal coke, and we now have our first bit of creosote oil that we can start making treated wood with. See how oh, good. They just finished their breeding. Nice. We still don't have a string chicken yet. I am surprised. Yeah, ink black and log makes a string. So it must just be a very low chance of doing so. Ink black and log. Yeah, no string chicken so far. Oh well, that'll just be more chickens to cull later on. That's fine. If it takes a while, it takes a while. There's a ton of seeds in there, so we're all good. I will now have to reorganize my inventory here for this crate for the finished ores to now make room for the coal coke, but that's okay. But now that we have our first bit of creosote oil, let's go ahead and make some treated wood. We are going to need some planks and a bucket of creosote oil. Misspelling things. Okay, treated wood is simply 8 planks of any type surrounded by a creosote oil bucket. And that gets us treated wood planks, which I do really like the coloration of treated wood. The fact that you can turn any wood into treated wood is nice. Like, okay, I have a bunch of oak, and then I have a bunch of acacia. I just turn it into treated wood, and now it all looks the same. Okay. The engineer workbench is simply a crafting table with 3 treated wood planks and a treated wood fence, which is treated sticks and treated wood planks. Unfortunately, I can't saw the planks into more sticks, but that's okay. We just make sticks like that. We make some treated wood fence. She'll make a workbench. I don't think I have one laying around. I don't think so. Nope, no extra workbenches. That's perfectly fine. Bam. And there we go. The engineer's workbench. Time to tinker. There we go. So what we can do is, as we make the different plans, we can start to make the different Tinker's construct components and then make them even more efficiently versus simply just doing it in our inventory. If we take a look at the advancements for Tinkers, here we go. Right here, time to tinker, craft an engineer's workbench. So there's a lot of stuff that we can make. We're going to use some of it once or twice just to say that we've used it, like the chemical thrower or the mining drill or the engineer's skyhook. Not really much use to them because I'm not going to be doing a ton of fighting, especially once I have the mob grinder set up. But we will use it once or twice. Okay. From here, let's see, what is next? We're able to make treated wood. Do we work towards that? Let's see, we got the squeezer done. We got advanced mineral production done. Drying like a boss. I think the next thing that I will... that's going to create some power. There are a couple tools that I can make here in immersive engineering that I'm going to need for some of the other things. The engineer wire cutters, we'll go ahead and make that. That's going to be sticks and iron. That's going to be our first method of acquiring some materials. It's not going to be as efficient in material production, but that's okay. We do need to make this as a first step. There we go. Boop, boop. Engineer wire cutters. Very nice. From here, we should be able to actually make all the blueprints. I think we've got all of the materials to make them. Yeah, we should be able to do that. We've got plenty of lapis, we got plenty of paper, we got plenty of copper, plenty of gunpowder. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that, because why not? Let's take some copper. Let's take some lapis. Let's take some paper. Let's check on the chickens real quick. See if we've finally gotten our string chicken. No string chicken yet. We've gotten multiple log chickens and multiple ink blacks, but no string. Okay. Hey, if it takes until next episode, it takes until next episode. Okay, there's multiple engineering blueprints. There's crafting components, so things like the mechanical components, vacuum tubes. There's the metal presses, which is the main thing that I want. There's the common projectiles, so the bullets for the revolvers. There's these specialized projectiles, like the homing cartridges, the flares, the file cartridges for potions. And then there's the graphite electrodes for the arc furnace, which we will be making the arc furnace later. Let's start with the crafting components. Let's see. Oh, I didn't grab any gunpowder. That's fine. We have gunpowder now. That's the piece that I was missing. That's okay. So, we're going to make the common projectiles. Got it. We're going to make the specialized projectiles. Got it. we're going to make the arc furnace electrodes, which I'm actually surprised. If you remember back when we played SevTech originally, making the arc furnace electrodes required some of the graphite to make the blueprint itself. So it's nice that I don't have to go through all the steps to make graphite to then make graphite better or easier. I can just do this, and now I can make the arc furnace electrodes. See, common, specialized, arc furnace, crafting components. And last but not least, the metal press molds. Also, if you remember back in SevTech, you could not actually create these specialized projectiles. You couldn't craft this blueprint. It was locked away. But in this mod pack, it's not. So we have access to it. So what we can do is we can take the blueprints, put them in here, and then put the crafting components in here, and then make the Castle cartridge, the armor piercing cartridge, the silver cartridge, the high explosive cartridge, and so on. The main thing we're looking for is the metal press molds, which takes steel plates and the engineer wire cutters to make all of these metal presses. I don't think we're going to make the metal press today because we are running a little over at the moment, and that's all right. But at the very least, I was able to start getting into the main stuff that I wanted. We do still have some work to do to make the to get closer to enchanting, but that's okay. We still don't have a string chicken. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this as the final bit to wrap up this episode. So the mod that allows me to do enchanting, it's a couple extra steps, but it allows me to do enchanting essentially the way I want to, is called Industrial Foregoing. Empty my inventory a little bit, and then I will show that. There we go. So if we look at Industrial Foregoing, there's a couple machines that we can make. They are the enchantment extractor, and then the enchantment applicator. These allow me to, when I take an enchanted item and put it in the try that again. When I take an enchanted item, put them into the extractor, add some books to it, it'll use power to remove the enchantments and put them onto the books, 1 enchantment per book. I can then organize the enchantments that I want in the levels that I want, put them into the applicator along with some essence and the item that I want to enchant. Using power and essence, it applies the enchantment to that item. The best thing is any enchantments that I don't want, that are useless to me, I can toss into a couple different generators that eat enchanted items, and I turn them into power. So I can convert useless enchantments like Smite or Bane of Arthropods or Flim Flam or what have you. I can convert those into electricity for my whole system, which will be nice. To make the enchantment applicator and the enchantment extractor, I need to go all the way back to the beginning of the mod. And we need to start getting resin. Resin turns into rubber, turns into dry rubber, turns into plastic, and this plastic is used to make a lot of these different machines. So if we take a look first at the Industrial Foregoing Manual, it's simply a piece of paper and a log, which, again, we have tons of. Piece of paper and log. We get the Industrial Foregoing Manual, crack that bad boy open, and here's all the stuff on how to get started, conveyor belts, different items. The meat feeder. I'm going to eat the meat. But to get started, what we need to do is make a tree fluid extractor. You place this in front of a log, you get liquid latex. The liquid latex is then processed in a different machine, which we'll make next time. And that allows you to make the process, to start the process of making plastic. So we are simply going to make the tree fluid extractor, which takes gears, stone, furnace, and a redstone. Easy enough to make. We got our stone. I don't think I have any. No, we don't have any furnaces already made. That's okay. We need a piece of redstone. We need some iron. 1, 2, 3, 4 for that iron gear, I believe it is. Yes. And we'll grab some cobblestone to make the furnace. All right. Cobblestone for the furnace, iron gear, and we have the tree fluid extractor. So we're going to slap this onto our power supply here. We'll put it right here. Oh, wrong way. Face the other way. Thank you. Interesting. Do you not require power? I thought you did. Never mind. Okay, I thought this thing required power. Yeah, I thought it required power. That's why I was going to power it. Okay. So yeah, so all we have to do is we take it, put it down. We take a log. It can be any kind of log. The rubber tree gets you the most out of it, but I don't have access to the rubber trees yet. I'll be working on that. And then there we go. It's going to be extracting fluid latex from here. Over time, it will eat the log. It'll consume it completely. You'll actually see like a breaking animation start to appear on it, like you're breaking with your fist. And then once it's done, it'll have extracted all of that from it. Again, we take a look. So most logs are going to be at this 1 millibucket per tick, 1 millibucket per 5 ticks, with an average of about 1.5 buckets worth of liquid latex. Again, the rubber tree gets you the most at roughly 6 buckets. Acacia gets you 4, dark oak gets you 3, and then everything else is the 1600. As you can see right here, it's starting to get the little breaking animation. Cool. All right, so I will go ahead and set up another ultimate tank to store this. We need the redstone, and we need the iron. Make our last mechanism tank for the episode. Basic, advanced, elite, and ultimate. Okay. You should be able to simply place the tank. Boop. Yep. All right. We now have liquid latex. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a long while to make all the latex I need to then start making the next process, which is putting this in the latex processor to then start making the actual plastic. So I'm going to be letting this run off camera while I work on other things, just occasionally emptying it out into this fluid tank. And next episode, we will work on actually creating the full latex processing stuff to start making plastic to get closer to the enchantment applicator and stuff. I will take one last look at my chickens to see, hopefully, we have We have a string chicken finally. My goodness. Going from one ink black chicken and one log chicken, we've bred 16 ink black, 23 logs. So yeah, 19 ink black, 23 logs to finally have 2 string chickens. That is very funny that it took that long to make our spider chicken here. My goodness, at how long that took. But that's okay. Sometimes the processes just take a while, especially when it's a random chance at every time it activates. I'm sure some of the much higher tier chickens are going to take a large amount of time for it to eventually breed into the correct chicken that we need. But that's okay. We've got plenty of seeds, plenty of ability to get more seeds. Our chickens here are doing quite well. We're already starting to get some 333s from all of these guys. Nice. So I will continue to cycle these through off camera up until the point where we have our 10s. Oh, we're getting cocoa beans. Very nice. There's our 333. How's these guys looking? Yes, we have a 333 for iron. Starting to get plenty of iron. We have a 333 for nickel. Starting to get nickel. Gunpowder. I don't have a 333 yet for gunpowder, but we are making gunpowder. And then our newly hatched string chicken. Awesome. But yep, I'm just going to have these continue to work off camera, building up to the next point. Next time, more breaking animation, more fluid. Next time, let's see, we'll probably continue working on some stuff with thermal foundation. We have some gears and some materials to make there. We're going to continue with immersive engineering, working our way towards the garden cloches, as well as the metal press to make some more materials. And we will continue working with industrial foregoing on our way up to getting to enchanting. But until next time, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you have a good day and good game.